You guys are not gonna believe this, but last night I got almost 7 hours worth of sleep. I'm refreshed, I'm revitalized, and I'm ready to hit the road. I'm here with TopDeck Travel in Norway again. We're heading north. To where exactly? No idea. But we're heading north. From deep in my soul. So guys, sadly I have to jump in from the future because well, what happened can really be summed up in one word. Blah, blah, blah. So what happened is my mic failed, or I guess it didn't really fail. I think what happened is it wasn't plugged in all the way. It must have just been kind of like not connecting. So I had no audio, not just from today's episode, but for 2.5 days. I didn't even notice. And it's because I'm a little bit behind on the editing. I'm like 2.5 days behind on the editing, 3 days behind on the editing, that I didn't know there was an issue. And we've just been so busy that I didn't check the files. Mistake. But I learned my lesson, and I guess now I'm gonna have to do like voiceover for the next 2.5 days. Jumping into the video and starting the voiceover, we're driving and we've just stopped, and my obsession in Norway are these hot dogs at the gas station. At every gas station in Norway, basically, they have these hot dogs, some of them wrapped in bacon, and they're delicious. And I eat at least one a day. After knocking out my hot dog obsession, we jumped back into the coach and we headed towards Trondheim, another town in Norway I cannot pronounce. Trondheim is cool. I mean, it's really, really cool. It's such a really beautiful city. It's got a nice vibe. It's got these beautiful houses on stilts in the water. It's got this dude who is playing bottles, and the music coming out of the bottles was absolutely beautiful. It went a little bit something like this. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, it didn't sound anything like that. It was amazing, actually, and I was gonna use it for like part of the vlog because it was so good. And can we freeze the frame for a minute and just appreciate this dude's hat? That guy's hat game is on point. Okay, let's carry on. Trondheim, as I mentioned, is absolutely stunning. And even though we only had like a couple hours there, and we were there in the middle of the day and there was no clouds in the sky and the light was super harsh, I wanted to make the most of it. So I pulled out the camera gear, I got a couple shots using a Lee 10-stop ND filter to get like the silky smooth water and this dramatic look in the images. And they came out a little bit something like this. Now this is Arrrrgh in the frame, and I'm sad that I lost the audio footage from this because it's a really cool story. Arrrrgh's from Trondheim. He's been following my channel and my travels for a while, and he saw on Twitter that I was going to be coming to Trondheim, and he knew where the coaches were arriving. So he showed up at the bus when we were leaving with a bag full of Norwegian treats to get me through the road trip. How cool is that? Arrrrgh is an absolute legend for that, and I really, really appreciate it. And as much as I appreciate the bag full of candy and as cool as that is and as sweet as that is, pun totally intended. What I appreciate most is just him showing up to say hi. I think that's really cool, and I really appreciate when people come up to me and say, hi, I follow your work, or hi, I know your work. I think that's just the most special thing, and better than any gift of candy, as much as I love candy. Big shout out to Arrrrgh. I really appreciate you coming out and delivering the candy. We destroyed that candy on our drive to hell. And it turns out that hell is a place on Earth, and it's in Norway. It turns out it's also a really cool photo stop, so we stopped, we took a bunch of selfies, we made a lot of really bad dad jokes in hell, and then we hit the road back to heaven, otherwise known as Northern Norway. Eventually we made it to our campsite near the town of Stinkier, another Norwegian name I can't pronounce. The Norwegian names for towns are so cool. Stinkier, hell. What was the name of the church the other day? Like Rudy? Something crazy? I love the Norwegian names, they're so cool. Anyways, back to the story. We're in this campsite near Stinkier, and it's beautiful. The setting's absolutely phenomenal, the perfect place to set up shop. And there was this dude named Ricky. And Ricky was eccentric. I think that's the only way to put it. No, you know what? Remember Arrrrgh? This dude was odd Ricky. He was odd, but he was definitely entertaining. And he brought our group out and forced us, forcefully, to play a game of bocce ball. And unfortunately, my team got crushed. Like embarrassingly crushed. And it was heartbreaking. Thankfully though, I was consoled by some baked brie and pork chops at dinner, and just these unreal views that we have constantly in Norway. Now at this clip, there's kind of two things I just want to talk about. I went out to take pictures. It's 11 p.m. when I started filming this sequence right now. The light was just mind-blowing. The light was phenomenal, absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, the location we were was kind of like one of those spots that's 99% beautiful and 1% photogenic. But even though I struggled a little bit finding compositions, the light was just so dramatically beautiful. Like the best light I've had in months, really. I still think I got a couple cool photos. Secondly, I only shot for a little bit and then I went back and I did some editing, and eventually when I went to bed it was 2 in the morning. And I walked out of my room, down to the showers, and the light was still sunset light. It was basically golden hour sunset light from 11 p.m. or even 10 p.m. all the way until 4 in the morning. And it kind of dawned on me that when's a mother photographer supposed to sleep? The light is amazing from 10 till 4. And then all day we're running around doing activities, and it is a little bit of a challenge, and you definitely have to pick your spots as a photographer in Northern Norway if you're on assignment with like a tour company like I am. So it was a bit of a challenge. For example, the time lapse that you're seeing was shot over the period of 3 hours. And the light hardly changed. And yes, I know the footage is shaky, it was windy, and I just had it set on the balcony, but 3 hours. And the light hardly changed at all. Just absolutely crazy here in Northern Norway. Now guys, that's it for today's vlog. Sorry about the mic issue. And I hope that it kind of worked out, even though it was a little bit strange and different from what I normally do. But you got to make the most of things when you mess up, I think. So I think maybe it was even fun because it was something a little bit different. Tomorrow I also don't have audio from the day, but luckily it's the end of the month. So I'm just gonna use that footage. I'm gonna create like a montage of the day, and then I'm gonna do my monthly travel roundup, my business roundup, where I talk about my expenses, my income, and all that business stuff that you guys love hearing about. So stay tuned to tomorrow's episode, audio free, but there's gonna be lots of talking. We'll bring out the income octopus. We'll talk about the travel photography business stuff. So that should be cool. And I guess I'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode. If you guys didn't unsubscribe because I messed up the mic system. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.